This is George Carmona with the boner, and you're watching The Marcus Deegan Show.
The Marcus Deegan Show. What's the story, guys? Welcome to another episode of the pod. This is your host, Marcus Deegan, shooting all the way from Sin City, Las Vegas. I tell you this every single week, but I got to remind you because I'm in the fight capital of the world, right next door to the UFC Apex Center. George, thank you for that amazing intro. Your Australian accent is getting better by the week, my friend.
I appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
I liked it. Listen, you know, I got to talk about. I'm late to the plate. Okay, I'm going to admit when I don't catch on as quickly as I should. A couple of months ago, I was introduced to the Powerslap. It's definitely got to be one of the most exciting things I have ever watched in my life. Talk about nail biting, talk about excitement, talk about an adrenaline rush. This will blow your socks off. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not watched the Powerslap, trust me, do yourself a favor. Every Wednesday night on Rumble, you switch on that TV screen and you sit down for an hour of entertainment. Let me tell you something right now, my friends. Today, we've got one of the athletes from the Powerslap on the podcast today. And I'm really excited about this because this is his first podcast and this is my first interview with one of these amazing athletes. Would you welcome to the show, Mr. KO Chris? What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, brother? God bless. Thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate it. I'm a little nervous because it is my first podcast, but I've done the filming stuff before, so
I don't understand what you mean about nervous, my friend. I've seen what you do for a living, and I've got to say, it's got to be one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever seen. How do you feel when a majority of the UFC says, hell no, I would never do that for a sport?
It feels kind of, you know, prideful, you know. I feel prided. I don't know. At the same time, it's just, it makes sense. It's crazy, you know, like we're human cockfighters, hit for hit, you know what I mean? It does take a lot of, I would say, balls to sit there and like mentally prepare yourself to get yourself whacked in the face without flinching and, you know, just
that's one of the incredible
taking a hit.
Yeah, that's one of the incredible parts of this sport that I really, really admire because I think the general human nature is if someone puts their hand up to give you a crack, you either want to block it, duck, or move out of the way. However, with Powerslap, you cannot move at all. Chris, explain to us what that 5 seconds feels like before your opponent is about to strike you. What's going through your head, and what do you... Let's just start with that. What's going through your head before that happens?
Oh, for me, I don't know. Like, for the whole time I'm up there, like I feel like it's the biggest rush like I've ever experienced in my entire life. I don't know. It's like my form of diving. So like when I'm preparing to take a hit, I don't even know how to explain it. I feel the same as giving it. I would say I don't know. I feel the same before I get on the stage until I get off the stage and then I click off. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it to you, but for me, I'm the same way until I get off that stage. You know what I mean? Until the whole thing slaps over with. It's nerve wracking. I mean, just like you said, I don't know if you watched it in person yet, but I believe you have. It's an unreal experience, man. I mean, besides slapping, sitting there watching it is a different experience in itself. I'm telling you, I was more nervous watching it than competing.
Well, all you have to do is have a look at the faces of the audience that are watching when the camera pans to the audience and you see the reactions of the people that are in the crowd, UFC fighters, celebrities and whatnot. This sport is growing really, really quickly. Can you just give us, you know, a bit of background? What the hell made you think, you know what, I'm going to be a slap fighter? Did you get slapped around as a kid or were you good at slapping other people around? What's the deal with it, brother?
Okay, so I was doing like MMA fighting. It was fun. I never trained MMA fighting a day in my life, so I'm not going to say I'm an MMA fighter or nothing like that. His name is Pablo Alfonso, Coach Pablo Alfonso. He's through Warrior Camp out in Spokane. And sure shit, he was letting me blow steam and, you know, fight MMA fighters. And I was just fighting for this guy and I was doing all right. You know what I mean? And then Dana White put a thing out and I said, you know what? I can give a hit and take a hit. And I said, you know what? I'm going to sign up for it. My wife's like, I'll sign it up for you. So I was just like, go ahead, sign up for me. I didn't sign up at all, actually. So he signed up for me, filled all the information out for me. And next thing you know, I get a call and they wanted me to like take pictures of myself and stuff like that, send it to them. And I thought it was all a joke. I honestly thought it was not real. This was all made up. And I was like, okay, am I really going to drive out to Vegas right now and risk, I think I had like $100 in my pocket or something at the time. Like I was like right in between paychecks. So it was just like, oh, should I or should I not? And then I was like, okay, I'll do this for 5 Gs for 4 days. To me, that's good. Everybody says, oh, who the hell would take a slap for $2,500? You know what I mean? I did 2 slaps for $5,000 and within a 4-day period. To me, that sounds like a deal. 4 days, 5K. So
that's
now that I'm actually growing into it, actually that we're into it, the money's a lot better.
So you said you had $100 in your pocket. This wasn't something that you even thought about doing. So what was it that drove you? Were you in a situation where you didn't have any money? Have you been dealing with any bullshit in your life? And has this Powerslap made a difference?
Powerslap has made a big difference in my life. It's no matter what I'm doing in my life, I always, provide for my family, take care and pay my bills, do all that. That's not the issue. It's just what side of the law do I want to be on? So for 7 or 8, almost 8 years, I'd say I've been on the right side of the law. You know what I mean? Doing the right thing, raising my kids, and just trying to be a better man. Well, struggle with addiction too at the same time. So I got like almost 3 years clean with all the hardcore stuff. I do smoke my weed and stuff like that, but Powerslap it has changed my life. So I can't just sit there and deny and say it hasn't, because when you go around people like Dana White and like, not just Dana White, Frank, Hunter, all those people, and the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they act, all the moves they're making, it just makes you want to be a better person just by being around that and seeing it. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely, I get what you're saying, bro. I talk about this all the time with people, and it's the people that you surround yourself with often they resonate who you are. You're talking about meeting people like Dana White. I bet you never thought in your damn life that you would be associating and working for Dana White and hanging around with Hunter and meeting all these celebrities and being on TV. I mean, that's got to be just so awesome, especially you've battled through addiction. 3 years clean, my guy. That's awesome. That's really, really great effort. And it's just interesting that you say that when you hang around these people, it makes you want to do better. Now, what are your thoughts on Dana White? And you guys get along?
Dana White, I don't have a problem with Dana White. Anything Dana's ever told me, he's done. So like my relationship with me and Dana, our relationship's fine. What he has going on with other people, and if they don't like him, that's between him and that person. I just believe in everybody has an individual relationship with the person at hand, and it comes down to at the end of the day is not picking or choosing. I don't know.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm good.
Today's episode was proudly sponsored by Riz Pharma, rizpharma.com. What is it? Well, take out the inconvenience of going to the doctor. Take out the inconvenience of having insurance. Go online, tell the doc what's wrong, and before you know it, they're going to get your own medication discreetly delivered to your door. Men's health, women's health, whatever you need. Guys, use my promo code MDS for 15% off your order. rizpharma.com. Let's go. That's awesome, man.
I might irritate him. I might have blew up his shit a lot, his IG, and it's just because I was proud. I was proud to be involved with something that he's involved in, and it was just a proud moment. And we all fuck up. We all make mistakes in our life. So I'm the last one to sit there and judge anybody for what they're doing wrong.
Well, what it just shows me, Chris, is that someone that has had addiction problems and someone that has been on the wrong side of the law that isn't anymore can actually turn around and achieve something great. And it just you're an example for people that maybe are in the same situation as you, to be a shining light and to say, you know what, fuck it, you can do something with your life if you put your mind to it, and that's awesome. So listen, for a lot of people out there that haven't seen the Powerslap, once again, every Wednesday night on Rumble, you're sitting there thinking it's a barbarian sport. How does this work? This and that. They're getting knocked out here and there. But what it doesn't show you, it just shows you the highlights on TV. It just shows you a slap and people getting knocked out. What a lot of people don't understand is that it's not always a knockout. Sometimes you're standing there and you're going back and forth with the slaps. What hurts more, Chris? Your face or your hand?
To be honest, but I've only taken 2 slaps. Like, I've been punched and many times I've had my face cut open, split open, all that, but I've only taken 2 slaps at Powerslap. I've knocked all my dudes out. So I would say neither so far. The only time, to be honest, is like a little part in my wrist hurt, but only hurt for a couple days. And that was with Slap Jesus. Slap Jesus, he kept his shit pretty stiff, you know. So it was just like that, you know, I could say he's the only one that ever caused probably any pain towards me. So that's just being honest.
Do you think that the main power is in your shoulders? Obviously, you can't move your feet, but you can rotate the top half of your body. Obviously, the shoulder and the neck is the things that you really need to keep tight, right? What's your training resume like? Like, what do you do to prepare for something like this?
I was just doing burpees legitly, man. I used to lift weights when I was I was locked up, and I lifted weights, got real big, and then I maintained my physique by burpees and cardio. And now lately, when I came on the show, I was chunky. I took a break, you know, and just was eating and hanging out with my family. And I think it's like 80 days maybe until February, but I would say in the next week, I'm really going to hit it. I'm coming back. You guys don't understand. I have to be at 170. I'm at 202 pounds today. So I got to come back at 170, and I just want to look like a monster. Just
like a shredded, tattooed, power slapping monster. That's exactly right. Now, people are thinking, what are the rules of this sport? Well, listen, everybody, we're going to show you exactly what the rules are for the power slap sport right now. Spin the clip, brother.
That's your measure.
Ooh. He moved his head before even the second slap.
And he still landed clean.
Flinching! Blue!
With any new sport, you have to have rules. Here's how the rules for Powerslap are going to work. A coin toss before every fight determines who slaps first, and there's a maximum 3 rounds in a fight. In each round, the fighter will deliver an open hand slap to the opponent's face. At the start of the round, the striker has 30 seconds to deliver the slap. When slapped, you have 30 seconds to recover and get back into fight position. It's the ultimate test of toughness. During the fight, both fighters have to stand in their zone with their feet parallel to each other. The defender has to keep their shoulders square, chin up, and both hands behind their back. The striker has rules too. Their feet have to stay in their zone and always touching the floor. Before the strike, they have to tell the ref which hand they're going to use and how many warm-ups they'll do, which are wind-ups.
Red has chosen right 2. Right 2.
A legal slap is flat. Open-handed shot to the side of the face. On the cheek, below the eye, but above the chin.
Foul! Clubbing.
You can't lead with the palm of your hand either. The entire hand must land at the same time.
Flinching!
The defender can't flinch. Raise their shoulder or tuck their chin.
That's a warning.
Penalties range from warnings,
Red, -1.
to point deductions, to disqualifications.
By unanimous decision.
If a match goes 3 rounds, the judges will render a decision based on typical boxing or MMA point systems.
One thing that impressed the hell out of me when I watched it was not only the production, but just the way that it's regimented, the way that the Athletics Commission has come in and put forth all these rules. I think it's just amazing. It just, once again, it looks barbarian, but when you watch the show on Rumble every Wednesday night, then you can understand that Dana White, when it comes to production, Chris, there's no one like it. He does it to a T. Watching those power slaps just then, watching that little clip then, how does that make you feel when you see that? Does it make you want to get out there and slap the shit out of someone?
Oh man, I'm so ready to compete. And like, Manny, I'm telling you, like, I don't even care if you guys know he won the coin toss, so he gets to hit first, but that ain't even going to matter. I'm telling you, I'm going to deplete this guy. He's never been set down or knocked out. I guarantee you I'll knock his ass out.
So listen, there's been a bit of controversy between you two. I think the way that you and I connected, I made a comment on a post, and then you came back and kind of told me, you know, it's not how it looks. It's portrayed that you were the bully. Can you give us a little bit of insight on like how this all sparked up? And when it's over, will you shake his hand?
Yeah, I would shake his hand after it's over. Like I would shake his hand, you know, if he just admitted he was like a fucking bully, but he doesn't. Like, how could you give somebody books on learn how to spell, how to read? You know, I get sometimes I'll misspell something or I'll, you know, I'll stutter it in my sentence, you know, but to make fun of somebody for that, you better never let me see you doing that to anybody around me. You know, you don't ever do that. You don't make fun of somebody like that and expect to just laugh about it and walk away.
So that's why you walked into the gym and gave him that 2-piece, is because he mocked your intelligence. Is that what you're saying?
It's not just that. It just is ongoing. Just like last season, too, throwing diapers at people, squirt water on a bed, making it look like fake pee. Isaiah Rodriguez never peed the bed. They all made that shit up. And it's just, he's just a bully. To me, he's a bully. You know, and I know some of my actions towards him were like the same shit, but I just had it with him. So I shouldn't even have reacted like a man. I shouldn't even reacted to him. I should just show up February 9th and knock his ass out. But it got the best of me. So
yeah,
I'm getting better at it. So
yeah, I mean, it happens in situations like that. Now, what do you do on Wednesday nights? Do you grab the family and all sit on the couch and crack a beer and get ready to watch?
I just literally sit with my wife and my kids and eat food. I don't drink alcohol, so I've never been a beer drinker ever. I love this. I love a Red Bull. So a Red Bull sounds good. Yeah, just literally I'm with my family all the time, dude. So that's Wednesday night. I'll be with my family, watch Powerslap tonight.
That's awesome. Brother, so where does when you get here in when exactly in February is it, so everybody knows once it all starts again? February what?
February 9th. Make sure to tune in live and free on Rumble, baby.
Yeah.
February 9th. Watch me defend my title. Ain't nobody taking it. I'm 5-0 by KO, and I will be 6-0.
KO Chris against Team Munez. It's sounding pretty confident there. The Powerslap is just... like, I feel bad because I was late to the party, right? I didn't start. I was primarily a UFC guy, and I am still a UFC guy. And the way that I measure the way that I feel about something is the way that it makes me feel inside when I watch it. Now, the same feelings that I would get when I would watch the UFC are the same feelings that I get when I watch the Powerslap, that intense excitement, the feeling in the stomach. I can't sit down when I watch it. I'm standing up in front of the TV, doing this when I'm watching it, and I'm absolutely glued to it. How popular has this sport grown over the last year or two?
Oh man, it's blowing up. You can just tell, like, the social media number says it all. Dana, Frank, I mean, that whole business, they're smart. They knew what they were doing. And what's going to draw attention more? Two dudes slapping each other on a stage. I don't care who you are. Even if you hate it, you're still going to have to see if it's real.
Well, it's kind of funny because people said the same sort of thing about the UFC when it first started. They said it was barbaric, and they said that no one's ever going to watch it. It'll never go mainstream. But hey, look what happened there. And from what I heard, Dana was saying that, the numbers are bigger than anything at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. I'm not really good with all that stuff, the numbers and stuff with sports and all that. So I would have to look into it myself. But if he's saying it, I believe what he's saying. I mean, he's never stirred me wrong. So if he's saying it, then it must be true.
Where are you at, man? Where do you live in this great country of ours?
North Dakota.
So you live
old North Dakota. It's my wife's from here.
I was going to say it's a little chilly there in North Dakota.
Yes, sir. Very chilly.
Yeah, well, it's a little chilly here in Las Vegas at the moment as well. So, Chris, I just want to say that, man, first of all, thanks very much for coming on and having a quick chat with us today. I want to focus on you guys a lot more now. I want to interview everybody from your sport. I want to learn more about it, and I want to be able to publicize it and show the world how dang exciting it is. It's definitely a sport of badasses. To stand there and not move and not flinch when you're getting belted. Like how I remember slapping, not only because my dad would always give me one around the back of the head when I was younger, but when I first started going to nightclubs, I remember the big Samoan bouncers at the front door slapping people and knocking them out cold. And that was just for security. Now it's on mainstream TV, and it's definitely one of the most exciting. Yeah, it's definitely one of the most.
Slap is real, brother.
The slap is real, and it's unbelievable because you wouldn't think that a slap could actually knock you out. I mean, listen, do you think Nate Diaz might be good in your sport? Because he's been known for his slapping for a very long time, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so far I've noticed that most of the MMA guys that are coming in, they don't know how to keep their feet down, or they're always missing, or they have to like practice with different hands. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just feel like Powerslap you have to be a pretty unique person. I mean, to actually devour and conquer in Powerslap, anybody could come in and win a coin toss and win. You know what I mean? But to continuously win and devour and conquer in a sport like Powerslap, you're definitely going to have to be something else. Like, it's just a different breed, I feel like.
Well, they call you KO Chris for a reason. You're knocking everybody out. You've only copped 2 slaps, and you stood there and ate them like a morning breakfast. What's your message to people out there that haven't seen it, that might want to see it? What do you got to say to them?
My message to everybody out there is it's Powerslap. We're not trying to come here and replace MMA or the UFC or all that stuff like football. Like, we're just trying to create our own little niche, and like, it's going good. It's getting bigger. So I suggest you just jump on the ride instead of making it hard for us. I know there's going to be out there that's going to make it hard no matter what, but just know I don't hate you for what you do. So don't hate us for what we do.
And there you have it, guys.
And I grew up watching UFC fighters. So most of these UFC fighters, dude, I have so much love for them. I mean, it's just, I just hope in the end that they learn to like us. You know, they don't have to fucking love us. Just learn to like us and know that we're not trying to take over, but we're going to end up taking over.
I love that. Hey, listen, man, I wanted you to jump on real quick because I wanted to say g'day. I wanted to meet you, and I wanted you to be the first one that I talked to. I'm a huge fan of the sport, and I'm a huge fan of yours. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for coming on the podcast today, my guy.
I appreciate you guys too. God bless you guys. I appreciate you. Sorry, I'm not the best at podcasts, man, but
you're great.
I'll get better at this, man.
Brother, you know what it is? You know what it is, Chris? Is you're real and you seem very, very genuine, and you're not obnoxious, and you don't seem like a dickhead. And trust me, people love that, Chris. Chris, people love people that are genuine. People love people that have had a story, that have struggled and then pulled their way out of it. The Rocky story, the underdog that's making it in life. And bro, you're fucking doing that. So props to you, my friend. Thank you very much, Chris.
I appreciate you.
Hey,
God
Marcus.
bless. Thank you.
Yeah.
Marcus, can I get people fired up for February 9th right now by just showing them him knocking somebody the fuck out?
Do we want it, Chris? Is that okay if we do that? Yeah, let's fucking do it. Let's put on a Chris.
A Chris fucking knockout.
Yes, let's do it.
Chris slap. Oh, stop, Jesus.
Oh yeah. I remember this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this one.
Blue, you're going first. What hand on what count?
Right on 3.
1, 2. Fair blow. Go!
Ooh. He did the dance.
4, 5, 6,
He's out. He's out.
7, 8,
Good job, man.
9,
Yeah, he's out.
10.
Good job, man.
KO, baby. By KO.
Incredible.
When Chris knocked out Slap Jesus, it was kind of like, seeing the sunrise for the first.
Don't fucking miss it. Free on Rumble, February 9th, motherfuckers. Tune in.
That's it. Thank you, KO
Tune in,
Chris.
baby.
We love you, brother. Thank you, my friend.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, brother. The Marcus Deegan Show.